Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Between the Sharks. 27T, it's just, it accidentally got backburnered. Now it's starting to look like the kind of projects that I look for on Craigslist where, they're getting buried in junk. So they're never gonna get done. It looks like giving up, you see. Haven't given up. We gotta dig this thing out. And then maybe we'll mock it up and try to get the gusto back going, make it look like a car again, kind of like remember what we were after. I've got parts everywhere for it and have had for years. Maybe it's time to kind of get them in one place and see what it looks like. Because right now, it looks like a trash heap. All right, it could be a lot worse. I mean, in my hands, it can be way, way worse than this. All right, gang, I think at this point, the only thing to do is to put on some Ramones or something and just burn through cleaning this out, and then we'll put the body back on the frame, I think, for the first time in... The dog is in full support. All right, gang, not sure if this has been clear in the past, but I think I'm gonna run fenders on this thing. Yeah, I love fendered open cars. I think they're really neat. There are a couple from a different, few different TV shows and movies from the 50s that I think are really cool. And the trend right now is still that like kind of chop channeled fenderless car, even though the traditional cars are still really in style, which I love those, across the board. It just, a couple years ago, I had started this project and started purchasing this project, and a set of steel Model A fenders showed up on Craigslist for 200 bucks. So I jumped on them and I've been storing them ever since. Now, if you look on our Model A frame, we're still lining up actually with the original holes that have not been filled even though this thing has been boxed. So that's going to help us a great deal. Once we move the body over, it's going to be interesting to see where the frame lines up. Because this is a 26-27 body going on a 28-29 frame. I think they're the same 30-31, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But comments. Either way, we'll be close, but hot running's a little bit about fabrication, so body mounts are not going to be a big deal. Yeah, I think it's time to move more stuff and see if we can get this body uncovered and then slid over here. All right, gang, it's time to try to move this body over to this frame. And I think my method is gonna be to try to slide this table, kind of scooch it on around over, parallel, and then just kind of, it's probably not going to work. I think those legs are attached with used drywall screws that are too short for their, purpose. So I'm probably going to break one of the legs off and everything will come crashing to the ground, but it wouldn't be the first time I dropped that body. So anyway, you may want to see this, that's all. And that's exactly how they did it at the factory. Doors all fell off, but the frames is, it's staying pretty straight, so we're good there. The only issue we're having is our bracing for our firewall is hitting this transmission. So I think it's actually about time to take these training wheels off, and if it all goes pa-twing, then we'll fix it with body mounts, but it is what it is. It's an open car, so if we haven't made it structural by now, well, then we'll have to go back and make it structural later after I screw it all up. As soon as that happens, in theory, This back cross member will sit down in front of the Model A spring cross member. And yeah, we'll have a Model T body sitting on a Model A frame. Still got a hot mess going on, but like, we're taking shape here, and that's kind of exciting. So I'm gonna kind of straighten up this mess, try to make a little more room. One side of the frame is on a jack stand, the other side of a frame is just sitting on the rear end. So let's get another jack stand under there and sort of like get it to ride height, that type of thing. Kind of like seeing next steps of setting up the chassis. Our firewall is hitting our distributor cap. Now this is a big HEI distributor cap. We're gonna run a stock points style distributor and cap, but that's, you know, see what I'm saying. But we'll see if we can shove the radiator in and all sorts of stuff before we're done, and just look at the overall relationships and proportions. It's worth like stopping to take a look because, well, you know, can you see it in the old imagination? Let's just turn the rock and roll back on and keep doing exactly what we're doing. Just more of it. Seemed like a good enough place to stop and, you know, take another look-see. The rear fender is going to need some fitment. You can see where the Model A body used to fit, and we may just kind of need to trim on this thing or whatever to make it kind of I mean, I can start to feel it. I can see how it, you know, trimming some sheet metal. That is a coupe fender, which I think the sedan and touring fenders were indeed different, because I think that tucked under the turtle deck trunk area, but it's what I've got. I'm into it. I say let's keep on throwing parts on it, even loosely. This is telling us so much of what we need to do, where we need to move the motor around, where we need to like maybe some trim on some fenders. I mean, obviously the body's not mounted. We'll center that and lock it in first. And I'll show you how I'm kind of gonna line all that up here soon. But at this point, you know, I kind of feel like I'm building a model car, because it may not go anywhere, but it should look pretty cool by the time we're done. Yeah. 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 All right, let's keep going. So I think I'm just gonna spend the rest of the afternoon just staring at it, because I think it looks great. These parts have never been together. I've collected them over the years. I've worked on this part here and that part there, stored the fenders in a shed. I was looking for a full fender touring car hot rod, and I this is starting to look like one of those. It's so cool. These parts have never been together. You see, like, I bought the body over here, and then I bought the fenders, and I squirreled them away, and then the last time the body was kind of on the frame, I didn't have any front doors for it. I picked up the hood completely randomly, shopping for parts for the Mercury, so that's never even been placed. The headlight bar has just sort of been sitting in the background. But yeah. Yeah. Seeing it all together for the first time, there's plenty to do, and there's plenty to make it all fit and all that stuff. But the 27 body and hood looks really good with the Model A fenders, grill, and headlight bar, in my opinion, and I'm pleased. We've got a ton of fitment to do. We got to swap motors. We got to put a manual transmission in it. We've got 1,001 things to do. But like, these parts have come from all over the place, but somehow they're sort of like equally jalopified, you know? There's no fake patina here at the fenders, and the hood, I think, may have original paint on them. The body has some really, really, really old paint on it. Even though I've put pieces of 1,000 cars together to get this to sit here the way that it is, they're kind of like all the same quality of tired. So I'm really glad I didn't sandblast and restore the body, because these pieces they just go together, and it wasn't really by design. It's like you buy what's available. When you're looking for 100-year-old parts, if the price is right, you know, that's why, the only reason I bought the body, the price was right. You know, the doors would come up, and then I found the hood while I was looking for Mercury stuff, and in the back of a barn, I like spotted it. So I wandered over and I just said, how much for this, to throw it in with all the other stuff that I was buying on the day. And I think he sold it to me for like 25 or 50 bucks. And it turned out, I had no idea. I was like, all right, it's a hood, we'll take it. Did my research, kind of did my measurements. It's a 27 Ford hood. This is a few hours well spent on a Saturday. It's definitely invigorating. I've got plenty of cleanup to do. And then, you know, then we can start the new round of to-do list. Thanks for watching Between the Sharks. Good luck on your projects out there. Please stay tuned, because this is going to be a thing.